Today we're talking about color analysis. Is it real? Is it worth it? And what is the future going to look like with color analysis in it? I won't go too deep into this, but I do think we should cover a brief history of color analysis. Color analysis first had its big boom in the early 80s and 90s, more traditionally with in-person color analysis, where you're using the drapes and seeing what colors look best with that person's features. It then took a seat on the back burner for years and years and years until about 2020 when the TikTok boom happened, where so many people were able to share their niche and interest with a whole new crowd of people. Just like the rise of the clean girl aesthetic, mushroom brown hair, and 2016 makeup, beauty trends are always changing and going in waves of what the public is interested in versus what they're not. Color analysis is real and it's based in color theory. It's a tool to help you find colors that will naturally complement you a little better. There are so many naysayers about whether color analysis exists and is real or not. I'm here to clarify that color analysis is 100% real, but many people use it incorrectly or make oversimplified statements about it that really changes how people feel about it over time. Originally, people were super interested in color analysis because it's another element of self-discovery. There's something really beautiful about looking at your features and trying to distinguish what it is about them that makes them special. It's also really beneficial for those who really want clear boundaries in what they're going to wear. It's the same thing as trying to find a certain aesthetic that you like to dress as. And I always share with my clients that color analysis is not a limiter to me, but more so just another element to find the right clothing when I'm going shopping. So I might know that I am a small when I go to the store, so I always go to the small section. It's just an additional layer to help you shop quicker, more efficiently, and make sure that you're always happy with what you're purchasing. There was also an element of color analysis that made people feel a little exclusive. If you knew your color season and nobody else around you even knew what it was, it made people feel a little more special. The beginning of the 2020 rise of color analysis, purchasing one was quite expensive and almost considered a luxury product. Because of this, it was very niche, and a new generation like myself decided to dive in and get certified in color analysis to help share about color analysis to the younger generation. This is the beginning of the fall of color analysis and why we are now at a point where people kind of tend to have more of a bitter taste in their mouth when they think about the word color analysis. The first reason for this being a lot of non-certified people started making content about color analysis. I'll admit, when I first started finding out about color analysis, I was sharing information about it even though I was not certified. Now that I'm on the other side of that, I realize how harmful that could be and how much misinformation was being spread, especially because we're talking about TikTok and more of these quicker short form video formats. Many people who are sharing information about color analysis were oversimplifying it, and many times in very negative narratives. This was all just to get an extra view or to grab somebody's attention at the beginning of the video, but ended up kind of spiraling into a really negative space where people felt like color analysis was more of a hindrance than something that was helping them. And because of this, for the past 4 years, while color analysis has been trending, I've noticed overall, people are starting to get a lot more tired of it, and many of them are in denial that it was ever even helpful in the first place. Not to mention, there is a specific section of color analysis that feels very MLM pyramid scheme. Often a color analyst, rather than working separately, will start to recruit people to work under them. They're selling color analysis. They're also selling the training on how to become a color analyst. They're hiring people to work underneath them and then just spreading that outwards, which is definitely giving a little bit of pyramid scheme. These are all reasons to totally discount color analysis. Also reasons that I have stayed away from that format of color analysis since I started. So where is color analysis headed? Are we going to be burnt out? Are we not going to talk about it anymore? The trends that I've been seeing with color analysis is people focusing on smaller elements of analysis. So some groups of people might be focusing on just the undertones of the makeup and clothing they're wearing. Recently, we had a huge boom in low contrast versus high contrast. What people don't realize is that these are all elements of color analysis, just broken down and again oversimplified. And I do see that continuing to be a trend in the future. I think that we'll take certain parts of color analysis and use them when beneficial to us. But for the most part, it seems like a lot of people are feeling more restricted than color analysis than they should. I think that people are going to continue covering color analysis, but in more niche ways. For example, I have a viral series on TikTok about how I think your natural hair color is your most beautiful hair color. This is loosely based from my experience with color analysis and seeing over 600 clients, but that's just my opinion based on my research and my experience with color analysis, and not every color analyst is going to agree. In the future, I think you're going to see each person who is performing color analysis almost giving their own take. So many people have taken this kind of outdated system to spin it in new lights. I think this is going to be really normal for the future of color analysis. I think many analysts are going to start taking their own opinions and creating their own platforms and processes to use color analysis in a way that best suits them and their clients. So yes, color analysis is real and it can be so helpful, but only to the right people. I personally am very passionate about people loving the way that they are naturally born and learning to enhance that with the colors they wear rather than change things about themselves. I also encourage a fluidity with color analysis and not taking every single rule of color analysis to heart. For example, many people think that once they get an analysis, if silver jewelry is not in their palette, that they can never wear silver jewelry again. To me, silver jewelry is such a small part of your wardrobe, and life is too short not to wear your favorite jewelry. Like all things that are successful, I think you have to find the balance. I think we went from using color analysis as Bible and everyone doing exactly what it said. Now we're at this other spectrum where people are kind of hating it and almost protesting it. So over time, I find us coming to a very neutral stance on color analysis and only using it when it benefits us most. In conclusion, I personally love color analysis and it's not going anywhere in my heart and soul or my wardrobe. And I personally believe it can be beneficial to everyone, but like all things, it's best in moderation. If you're interested in a color analysis, I do offer virtual analysis. The link is in the description and in my Etsy shop. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and let me know what videos you want to see next. Thanks for watching.